What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's your guy, Lonzo Star. Well, as y'all see, my government. You know what I mean? I've been taught to go by my government a lot more often. So y'all might be hearing me as Derek Allen a lot more often. But we are here for another concrete approved. But this time, this is a special edition. We representing the ladies all month, y'all. And I just wanted to make sure we got nothing but the dopest, the most talented, the most creative, the most eccentric guests coming on. And this is actually our first guest of the month. Without further ado, Miss Sawyer, please introduce yourself and let the people know who you are. And welcome to Konkret Approved.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm Regine Sawyer. I'm the coordinator and founder of the Women in Comics Collective International. WINK for short. We support women and gender expansive folks working in the comic book industry. We host events around the country and the world. We host panel discussions, workshops, art shows, the whole nine yards. We also received an Eisner Award 2 years ago for our work in the comic book industry. And that was the Bob Clampett Humanitarianism Award. So yes, we are Eisner Award winners. I'm also a comic book writer, publisher, and editor. I have a small press company that's been on hiatus for a little bit. That's Lockett Down Productions.
Mm-hmm.
It's where I produce science fiction, action, horror comics. I've also written for Marvel, DC. I've written for Time Magazine. I've written essays about gender, race, and comics for different outlets. Yeah, that's me.
So you just unloaded on us real quick. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I'm excited to dive into that. But first and foremost, I just want to really thank you for everything that you've done in the industry. You've been a trailblazer. You've laid down a lot of gravel and street for people like me to come out and do what I'm doing. So I just want to thank you and thank you for giving me the time because I know TMZ hitting you up. Who else you got? You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah,
seeing
okay.
Tasha Kanan called you up. You know what I mean? So for you having the time to sit down with us over here at Concrete Approved, it definitely means a lot. And we're excited to share, your story, your origin story, with the people, with the fans, and try to get an in-depth conversation with you that a lot of people may not get. And shout out to everybody that's watching. If you are watching, drop a comment on the stream. IG, I can't really see y'all comments unless I go over to the page, but shout out to y'all too. You know what I'm saying? Drop a comment. Um, so what Concrete Approved is all about is this platform is about telling the origin story of us, of creators that, as a creator, as a writer, editor, everything you do, you rarely get time to talk about yourself because you're always giving, you know. Being a creator, being an artist, you're a giver. You give yourself more than you receive, and this show is about us giving to you and letting you have the platform to speak about what you got to speak about. So welcome to Concrete Approved. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
So
you.
first, so first and foremost, I got a question for you,
Sure.
and it's going to be comic book themed. How we're gonna go this out. So my first question for you is, what is your origin story?
Oh my God. My origin story, my comic book origin story.
No, no,
Um,
your origin story. Who are you? How did you get your superpowers? Where you from? We want to know it all.
my God, my superpowers. I got a few superpowers. Um, well, first and foremost, I'm born and bred from New York City. I am a Queens girl.
Queens get the
Um,
money.
yeah, I wish, I hope. That'd be nice. Um, yeah, born and bred Queens girl, and I've always loved the written word. I've loved the written word. I've loved art. I come from a really nerdy family.
Hmm.
Um, we love we love comics. We love movies. All of those things. And that's what I was raised with. Like my father read the Sunday funnies to me. Me and my brother, we would watch, and I'm dating myself here, like the Incredible Hulk, the Greatest American Hero, um, my mother, she was a painter. Like the paintings behind me were done by my mother, God rest her soul. And she would sometimes read to me at night, or sometimes she would make up stories. And from her, I think I definitely got my love for storytelling. And between my brother and my father, I think they kind of sealed the deal with the art, like with the art forms. Um, so so once I started really getting into like comics and stuff, well, number one, I started collecting. Like after we were watching like the movies and the TV shows, or whatever, I started collecting comic books. And my brother helped facilitate that. um,
Hmm.
he would buy comics and like buy one for him, buy one for me.
Right.
Um, and then at a certain point, I really got into comic book cards. Like I have a, I have a big comic book card collection. I wrote about it for Marvel, actually, specifically writing about collecting the Marvel cards. So I think from 1990, I
Hmm.
think it was 93. Was it the 93 edition or 94 edition? I forget. Um, but there, what I love so much about comic book cards for storytelling purposes was that there would always be a little bit about the character behind the card on the back of the card. Like it would say what their powers were, what
Hmm.
their levels of endurance, intelligence was, like if they had a saying on the back of the
Yeah.
card. Um, that I was so into that, and that's what pulled me into writing, like writing comics and writing stories. So fast forward, I get into high school, and I start writing like my first book, which I eventually do publish, and that's The Rippers.
Mm.
But once I hit college, um, I I didn't study the specifically like creative writing. I studied culinary, so I have a culinary degree.
I did read that in your
I
bio. I was
studied,
like,
yeah,
hold on now. You
yeah.
know
I
what I'm
studied to
saying?
be a chef. I studied to be a chef. That's
Cooking
my
with
foundation.
Sawyer. Cooking
That's
with
exactly.
Sawyer. Yeah.
Yeah, I studied food, I studied wine, and but I never left my love of writing, of comics. I was still collecting. I was taking like classes on the side, like creative writing classes. I also went to a camp, a summer camp
Hmm.
with the National Book Foundation, and like immersed myself in writing. So it was always there. But I mean, my father definitely was like, "Listen, you." Not he didn't say he was. I love him so much. He didn't say ain't no writers or artists in here. He said
Yeah.
he basically it was just like you got to get a real job, you know. In you know in his mind, in his estimation, you know, going to college and studying that would get me a quote unquote real job. So I did become a corporate food manager. I was a corporate food manager for a long time. But I still love comics. And literally 20 years ago, this year, um, I was in a comic book shop, was chatting with one of my friends, just talking about the fact that I wanted to publish my own book. And I was considering going back to college for a cartooning degree.
Mm.
And a
Okay.
gentleman overheard me. Um, and that gentleman was Rob Taylor of Superhuman Works Comics, and he had his independent company. And he said, "Hey, I'm really interested in what you're doing. You know, can you send me some of your work?" And so from there, I worked with his company for about a year. I
Hmm.
became his managing editor, and I taught myself how to write comics. I was transcribing his scripts that were handwritten,
That's
and
crazy.
editing them at the same time. Yes, and they were in one subject and two subject notebooks. Um,
Mm,
I
mm,
taught
mm.
myself how to
I can only
review.
imagine.
Man, listen, it was a lot. I taught myself a lot. I learned a lot from that experience. And after about being with them for about a year, I said I can do this for myself. And so in late 2007, I started Lockett Down Productions,
No,
and
that's awesome.
I published my first book 2 years later. And I published subsequent books and stuff. But that's how I got
How
started.
you kind of got into the game, kind of
Yeah,
got your skin in the game. So three
yeah.
things I want to touch on, right? One
Mhm,
thing I think is really dope is I heard a similarity between me and you. So
mhm.
I, similar to you, my comic book knowledge comes from my trading cards. I collected the cards, so I had also at that time there was like a X-Men card series. I got all of them,
Yes.
Jones.
I had me
I was
too, me
collecting
too.
it, yeah.
Yeah, me
And
too.
I think it was the year. What was that? It was like 95. It was between like 94 and 96
Yes,
when
it
they were
was, it
dropping
was.
theirs. But I do got some older ones too. I don't even
Yeah.
know where I got them from. I just got them. You know what I mean? Like I can't remember my mom like taking me to the store, my dad bringing
Yeah,
home
yeah,
trading
yeah.
cards. I just know I got them. And I got them. I still got them in my book right now. But
Me too.
that's where I got a lot of my knowledge at. Like I could tell you the powers, where somebody's from, where they lived at,
Mhm.
their height, weight. That to me was what intrigued me. I always loved the bios of the
Yeah.
characters because everybody got powers. You know what I mean? You can got powers, so I want to know who is this person in their purest form, and
Mhm.
that's really what got me. Hey, real quick, let's shout out to the people that's locked in with us, man. We got my man Lorenzo. What's going on? How you doing? We got Concrete super fan Kayvon, man. He's been rocking with us since we started. He got more books of Concrete than I got. Like
Oh,
he
I
got
love it.
covers. He got some covers I've never seen in person. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't know how that makes sense because I'm the publisher. You know what I
Right?
mean? It don't make sense. But shout out to my guy, brand new fan to Concrete Comics. He just purchased a Concrete Comics shirt and he's been repping it all day. So shout out to the Concreteites out there. I just met him 2 days ago. He just reviewed my comic book. So shout out to you, man, for
Oh,
following the stream, bro. We got Brad in here, and we got the glorious Paige Alfred, who's also a comic creator himself. Make sure y'all go check out Paige Comics for sure, man. But so I'm tapping in with the trading cards, right?
mm-hmm.
Another thing you said that's very interesting is that it's crazy how life pulls us away from this nerdism. Like it's like a
Mm,
period of when we're young, then we hit like our teens and our 20s, and we're like just in the world doing all kinds of stuff.
yeah.
Then somehow we get brought right back to our first love, which is comics and nerdism, and then we it becomes our life. And it's like it's almost like you purposely get put out into the world to experience stuff so that you get a brand new appreciation for the stuff that you used to love when you were younger, and it means so much more to you. So that was very interesting, to hear you say those things because
Mm-hmm.
I really resonate with those a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what would you say is your superpower though? Within your origin story, what is your gift like? It seems like you maneuver in the right places. Timing seems like it's very important in your journey. Being right place, right time, how
Mm.
you were heard. So what would you say is the catalyst to that?
Whew, what's the catalyst to that? Um, I'm a very intuitive person. I mean, that's my biggest superpower is my intuition. Um, and I follow. I For the most part, I follow it. I feel like there are times where I should have followed it better. Because I tend to know things. I tend to know things, and trusting that is still a journey. So
Mm-hmm.
I think specifically with comics, um, for the in a lot of ways it has been organic. Just in terms of where the trajectory of my career, um,
Mm-hmm.
there's definitely been things that have happened or occurred that was unexpected but welcome.
Yeah.
Um, and so being in that comic book shop at that specific time, running into Rob Taylor, it was absolutely serendipitous because it introduced me to the Black comic book community,
Yeah.
and I got to know so many people so quickly. um, it was almost immediate that I started just meeting uh, legends in the industry, um, as well as folks who were just trying to do their thing, just like I was. Um, and knowing people, and now I know people. Like I have a 20-year relationships with people, which is crazy, which is
Yeah,
really crazy,
yeah.
just really crazy. Um, so definitely, I say my intuition. My intuition is my superpower.
And that's amazing. Because that definitely can relationships is everything in this
Yeah.
business.
Mhm.
And you want to protect them at all costs, especially artists and colorists and people that do those the production side. Their
Mhm.
reputation means everything because one bad review can
It's a wrap.
can hurt you. Can hurt you. It like you
Yeah.
got to be like Cannon White level to be able to get past that. Like somebody just be like, "Yeah, I heard what you did, but hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Word.
It's what it is." But so it's really dope, and I admire the way that you've been maneuvering through the industry because like we were talking before we went live, I realized I was in so many spaces you were in and didn't realize it, and that's just amazing. Like you're everywhere you need to be when you need to be there, and
Yeah.
you not only being there because a lot of people think just being there is it, but it's the work you do behind the scenes that prepares you for those moments. So when those moments come, you just react and act versus being in that moment and not knowing what to do. That's worse
Yeah.
than not even being there. Being in the
Right.
moment and not knowing what to do is worse than not being in the moment at all.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
So no, I definitely admire that. So on to the next question that I definitely am curious about.
Mhm.
So why comics? You
Why
could have
not
been
comic?
that is true, true. Why not comics? But why comics to express yourself, right? Like there's so many other forms of expression.
Hmm.
There's poetry, there's music,
Yeah.
there's painting, dancing.
Hmm.
What is it about comics that was the one for you?
For me, I just love the medium. I had mentioned before, like I mean, I've always been a writer. I even as a little girl, I just loved the written word, and I would write poems. I would write prose. Like all throughout high school, like I was writing a lot to get scholarships for college. So I was writing essays. I was writing short stories. I was like, I need this money. So I was doing that, but there was just such beauty in taking the written word and pairing it with art, and I loved it at such a young age, from the time where daddy was reading the Sunday funnies to me and stuff, and me and my brother we were reading comics. Like he was bringing X-Men home, and I'm hooked on X-Men.
Hmm.
And then he brought home the first Milestone books, and when he bought one for himself, he bought one for me, so we always went to the shop buying two Milestone books.
Hmm.
um yeah, I just absolutely loved it. And I knew that I wanted, as a young person, I knew that I wanted to do something in the comic book industry. I mean, it was to the point where I had my little sketchbook. So I have a little bit of a drawing ability, but I was just sketching characters. And I was saying to my mother, I was like, I want to know, like, does Marvel buy comic book characters? What, what do I have to do? And my mother, she called Marvel Comics a couple of times, and she actually got to speak to John Romita Jr. and
That's
ask
crazy.
him. And yeah, because in those days, people answered the phone.
Oh yeah, the phones were highly valuable because there
Yeah,
was no other way to meet somebody unless you sent a letter or
yeah,
you pulled up on 'em.
absolutely. So she asked him, like, hey, like my daughter has these ideas. She loves comics. Like, what's your process in like getting characters or buying characters? Like, what do you do? And so he had a full conversation with her about the process. And so like I think about it now, I was like, wow, that's wild. So
Yeah,
wild.
yeah.
Um, but things like that was just encouraging. It was encouraging to me as a young person, like, okay, this is something I can possibly do. I really love it. And so every step of the way, I feel like there was some type of encouragement with my love of comics as a collector and as a young creator. So that's why it's why comics. That's why it is comics for me, because it was just every step of the way there was encouragement.
So that was a mic drop moment. I mean, I like that. I have no counter for what you just said. It was so, I mean, it was how you said it was so lit. So, on to the next, on to the next one with that one. So, what are your biggest inspirations?
My biggest inspirations, my biggest inspirations in writing, creating. I mean, I feel like I can't even put it into words. I think for the most part, it's Black people, it's us, it's the way I grew up, it's my neighborhood, it's the everyday things um, that I have seen and that I see, um, and how I want to see that more in books.
Mm,
Just how I want to see us in books. I mean, that is what one of the things that inspires me. Um, in addition to that, um, film, cinema inspires me. Specifically like action and science fiction. Um, like I'm a huge Terminator fan. I love me
oh, there we
some
go. I might
Some
got some
Sarah
talk with
Connor,
you.
like some
Hmm.
Sarah Connor. I love, I love. It's not so much strong female characters. I love all encompassing female characters, especially if they're melanated. But I love that. I love to see a character that's a whole person.
Right.
Um, and Terminator did absolutely the series of movies, even the TV show when it was on, like it gave that wealth. Um, Comics, like I like to, like I'm reading a lot right now, specifically because I'm an Eisner judge.
Hmm.
But so I'm filled with all of these amazing comics that I'm reading right now.
Yeah.
But reading comics in general was always inspiring, even as a professional. Like I love reading comics still. Stories still make me feel like, damn, I gotta get my notebook out. I gotta go to my
Right.
Google Doc. I gotta start typing. What am I doing? So it's like my colleagues inspire me,
Hmm.
with their creativity and what they're doing. Music inspires me heavily. Like I make soundtracks for all of my books. So as I'm writing, I'm listening
Really.
to the soundtrack, and that helps get my creative juices flowing.
That's dope. That's
That's
super
inspiring.
dope. It's kind of to tap into what you said about Terminator. I feel the same way about Sigourney Weaver and Aliens. She
Yes,
was
yes,
kind of she was kind of one of the first that I saw at a young age that was like a woman whooping ass. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
surviving a moment that I don't think no one should have been able to survive, but she was doing it with grace, and I thought it was glorious. So yeah, Terminator 2, she took it to another level. I think Trinity from the Matrix is one of my favorites too.
Yes, mine too. She's absolutely fabulous. Underrated too. She's a very
Oh yeah,
powerful character.
very very underrated, very
Very
underrated.
thoughtful character as well.
How do you overcome setbacks?
I'm overcoming setbacks now. Like I just like it's constant. No, I'm serious. It's constant. It's constant. Especially being in multimedia,
Hmm.
and as not just a melanated person, but as a Black woman, um, in a time where it really feels like people don't want to see you or deal with you,
Yeah.
um, professionally or otherwise. But so it's been hard, and I'm going to say like it's good because it's current. Like, and I know a lot of Black women are feeling the crunch of this. Like we're dealing with a ginormous setback right now.
Yeah.
Ginormous setback right now. A lot of us are out of work.
Life is life for sure.
Life is lifing. Life is
Yeah.
lifing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a day-to-day process. Um, I mean, if I'm gonna be specific about multimedia, it really feels like you're fighting for your life out here. Like in terms of not just getting work, but in fighting in regards to how we are portrayed in multimedia.
Yeah.
And 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 fighting to have a voice in how we're portrayed in multimedia. Um, but I mean, we're doing it. So I would say that as I currently am working to overcome setbacks, the way I'm doing it is just still being here. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Being present, um, still doing the work, taking breaks, taking
Taking
breaks,
breaks is major.
resting. Yeah, and then also being honest and telling folks like, yeah, like I'm having a hard time, like being honest about it.
Right.
Allowing myself to be vulnerable in that,
Mm-hmm.
which can be really difficult because it's not that you don't want to be vulnerable, it's not that you don't want to be ask for help. It's just that sometimes, especially as Black women, when you do that, it's just like, oh, you
Yeah.
need help, really?
Yeah. A lot of people don't know how to take somebody that's strong asking for help. It kind of makes them feel like it's almost like a deafening
Yeah,
feeling for them because they're like, damn, if you can't handle it, then I mean, what the hell
exactly.
am I supposed to do?
Ex-
So
exactly.
you
And
know,
that's not helpful at all. That's not helpful for
it ain't.
anybody. So
It
that's
ain't.
why we end up oftentimes keeping it to ourselves, but it's not healthy. It's not healthy. So I'm mindful of that. It's like, okay, like I'm having a setback, I'm having a hard time. Let me be honest about it. Let me see if I can get help, or see if I can get a listening ear. Let me get me some therapy, or let me at least tell
Yeah.
my friends, let me tell my family. So that's how I work towards overcoming a setback.
Yeah. I think having having safe places to escape to, right? Like for
Yeah.
me, jumping on the video game takes me away from what I might be currently
Hmm.
thinking about. Then when I come back to what I was thinking about after the video game, my mind is fresh. I feel like I'm coming back as a new person. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like taking that break and doing self analytics, like looking at
Hmm.
your analytics of self. How do you
Yeah.
feel? Being honest with yourself, like,
Hmm.
bro, I'm tired. Like telling yourself, I'm tired. Let me rest a little bit. I think people really need to do that, especially in a creative field, because you hear so many no's, and so many
Woo!
we
Yes.
goods that it can be taxing on your confidence and your mentality. But I think that's where Kobe comes in with the Mamba mentality. None of that
Yeah.
matters. What
Yeah.
matters is what you want to do. You know what I mean? You're the main
Yeah.
character in your story, so don't don't let nobody take you out of the being a main character, right? And
True.
I think
Hmm.
that's very important. And something else that you said about is actually a dope lead into my next question for
Hmm.
you. Black women in nerd spaces, the good and the bad. Do express. Do express.
How long we got? Shit.
Yeah, I know it gets real, but there's so many settings that's happen, right? Like some of the guests I've had on that I've asked this question
Hmm.
are in the the content creator realm,
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
TikTok world, and
Yeah.
what they experience as Black women there. I had Black Boma on here. She's a Dragon Ball, super genius, but
Yeah.
she has to deal with a lot of stuff. Cosplayers and
Hmm.
all these different realms
Absolutely.
where Black women are in these nerd and blurred spaces,
Yeah.
and the experiences that you guys face are crazy. So I just want to know what has your experience been as a Black woman in these nerd spaces been like?
Woo, child. So so when I was I mean I can there's a lot of things that I can say, and I will say, but the reason why Women in Comics Collective exists, Wink for short, exists, was to create safe spaces for for women, specifically women of color, to go into. And so, and that was born out of out of me and other women being in harm's way. Um, because Wink began over 10 years ago. I was asked to host a panel about women in comics,
Mm-hmm.
and from there we started doing more things together, and then it grew into this nonprofit organization. Um, but that's what it was born out of. It was born out of being in harm's way. So being at events, and I'm thinking about the fact that I'm a writer. Like, I'm writing, I'm editing, I'm doing all this. And you know, I'm not thinking that somebody going to be attracted to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking about that. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I don't know, like sometimes I feel like people figure like, okay, someone's a pretty girl or what have you. She out here looking cute. That means she wants some type of certain type of attention. No, I put my clothes on because I thought it was cute today, and I
Right.
walked out my house. Like, I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
thinking about you or you or you or you. I'm thinking about me. I put my little earrings in, I put a little makeup on. I'm not thinking about
Right.
that. I'm like just going outside, presenting myself to the world in whatever way I felt like doing that day. And so you go to a convention, and all of a sudden it's not about the work that you do.
Yeah.
It's about your aesthetic. And it's nothing wrong with admiring somebody or what have you, but I haven't had, like, I know some people who have had some horrible things,
Yeah.
happen in exchanges. I definitely have had to have had to be of service to my to my fellow woman
Mm-hmm.
in certain situations to make sure that certain things didn't happen and so forth. But I mean, for me, it was more so like, you're having a conversation with someone and all of a sudden their arm is around your shoulder, and
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, what is happening? Like, what is happening?
Those good
Where
old unwanted hugs, huh?
hugs? It's like, excuse me. So I learned early on that I had to be mouthy. Like, I had to be really mouthy
Yeah.
in terms of letting somebody know, whether it was in public. I had so many dudes who was mad at me because I would go off.
Yeah. Oh
And I
yeah.
still and I still have that reputation. And it's like, don't fuck with her. I'm sorry. Oh, can we curse? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. We definitely can here. Okay.
Like, she's not like she's not the one, because I would immediately do it. I would immediately do it because I knew, because I was a person that worked in the culinary field for a long time, and that's a male dominated field. And
Yeah.
there were plenty of times I had to, would have to say something to dudes that answered to me, would be hitting on me, and I would have to, cut it off, off at the nose. So I was used to doing that. So I was like, okay, I got to do it here now. And that's exhausting.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
No,
exhausting. It's like,
it's
I'm here to
exhausting.
be a
Hmm.
professional. It's like, I'm here to be a professional, like, come on. So, so for me, like I said, I know people with horror stories. For me, it was mostly just like, if somebody did say something, I put them in their place, and
Yeah.
I did it publicly and embarrassed them. So they're probably still
Having
mad
those
at me to this day.
having those safe boundaries and just setting
And
those boundaries with
yeah,
random strangers, right?
yeah, strangers or colleagues. Like,
Yeah.
this is not even fans, it's colleagues. It's like, listen, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to get your hands off me.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
that's crazy. That is crazy.
you
Now,
know.
do you think
Yeah.
the space is different in this day and age than it used to be? Like, say 10 years ago,
I mean,
has it grown better?
I mean, the thing is, it's gotten better in the sense that there's more, there's more, women and gender nonconforming folks in the space. Like, we're not we're making ourselves. like known, like, you know, we're here, and it's not
Right.
just like one or two. You're talking about 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, we're, you know, we're here, we're around, and we're around each other, and we're engaging with each other and engaging with other people too, you know, and sometimes just being together makes a statement. And that's, again, that's what where Wink comes into play. When you're together and makes a statement, it's like, oh shoot, all these people, all these women are together, all these non-binary folks are together, like they not taking no shit. No, we're like, we're here to enjoy the
Yeah.
fandom, we're here to be professional also, and just have a good time. But it's because that we've number one, we've said, like, we're not going to tolerate any nonsense, you
Hmm.
know, even though nonsense is still happening. You can't eradicate it all, but because there's more of us in a space, it makes a difference. And not just us, more of us being in a space, but more of us being connected to each other.
Yeah.
Like, there's no Highlanders. Like, there can only be one.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, I don't know what
Having.
they're doing. You know, I'm okay with you grabbing my butt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yo. Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Having that unity is fire, because that's
yeah.
something that I noticed. Like, what's crazy is that 2016 was the first time I ever went to a Comic Con. I was just going. I had made a song called Clark Kent, so I had flyers. I was like, let me just go to the Comic Con and, you
Mhm.
know, pass up my flyers to my song.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know what a Comic Con was. I just saw it. It was in Philly. It was called Wizard World at that time.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it was called Wizard
I
World.
used to go to Wizard World in Philly.
And I had checked it out, and I said, "Oh snap! Yeah, it's kind of dope." But I didn't see a lot of us. At 10 years ago, it wasn't a lot of us in there. Like the ones I saw, I went up to and shook their hand. But nowadays, oh, it's all of us in there, man. We in there
Yeah.
heavy, and I
Yeah,
love
and
it.
it's beautiful. It's so beautiful to see.
I love it because it feels like lunch in like high school. You know how what I mean? Tables like we know where to go now to find our squad. You know what I mean? And go over there and meet
Yeah, and
people, and
that's
it,
the
and it
good
feels like a
part.
safe space. Yeah.
You know, and that's the good part, is us seeing each other and connecting, and it be healthy, and we're having fun, and you know, just in enjoying each other as friends, as colleagues, as new friends, new acquaintances, and all of that.
So shout out to the blurred spaces, blurred and nerd spaces. But
Yeah.
that leads me to something that you had mentioned a few times on this
Hmm.
interview. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Let's talk about Wink. How did this start? When did it start? And how do people learn more about it?
So Wink began, um, really, in 2012. I was asked to host, a panel discussion of for women in comics. And at the time, there were some women that I knew, um, but unfortunately, there were a lot. I needed to know more. I needed to know more, and um, so we had the panel, and the panel had just all women of color on it. Some folks who I was meeting for the first time, a few that I knew. Um, And we had this panel, and the audience, they were enthralled because this was their first time seeing a panel with all women of color on it. Like, we had Black women, we had East Asian women, we
Hmm.
had Latinas. Like, we had a rainbow coalition up there.
Yeah.
Black women, you know, we was a rainbow coalition. So so it was, they were very engaged and had a lot of questions. And afterwards, I was talking to some of the panelists. One panelist in particular, Aletha E. Martinez, um, who is the first woman of color to draw for both Marvel and DC.
Oh, that's
She
dope.
is absolutely amazing. She's a phenomenon, and has drawn more books than I can count. She's drawn more books than I can count. Um, And she said to me, she's like, you know, no one invites me to these things. I never get invited to panels. And you know, at the time she was drawing Batgirl, but she's most well known for her at the time she was most well known for her run on Iron Man.
Hmm.
And she said, like, yeah, no one invites me to panels. No one. asked me to talk. And I said, well, that's terrible. That's awful.
Yeah.
That's absolutely awful. And I said, well, why don't we do more of these? And so from there, we started doing more panels at local shows. Um, and then the local shows turned into doing art shows. So we started doing art shows with women in the comic book industry. And then we were asked like, oh, do you teach workshops? Because now, we're getting more eyes on us, like locally.
Mm-hmm.
But we were asked by the public library. If someone came to one of our things, like, oh, do you do? I'm like, oh yeah, so sure. Like, and I never taught a workshop before, and some of our other folks had never taught a workshop before, but we started teaching workshops for the Brooklyn Public Library system. And then from there, we just got more requests until we ended up doing this huge panel at New York Comic Con. We were in one of the largest panel rooms. Like someone backed out last minute, so we had like one of the main stage rooms. And I was like, I don't know, we're gonna fill it, but we're gonna find out. But we filled it. We filled it out. And to this day, people come up to me, like colleagues in comics will come up to me like, I didn't know this person existed. I didn't know you existed. Like, I had no idea until that panel. And that was in 2014.
No,
And so then fast
2014. That's crazy.
Yeah. And then fast forward.
Crazy.
I had to lobby for this. Like, I had been fighting to get a panel at San Diego Comic Con for a long time. And the way I broke into that was by doing what we normally do, which was panels for locals. So during San Diego Comic Con, we were doing free panels at the San Diego Public Library. And one of those panels was attended by these two brothers that work for San Diego Comic Con. And they said, no, you got to be inside the building. Y'all got to be inside the building. This is dope. Y'all really do. And so by the next year, I think it was 2016. So that was 10 years ago. We had our first San Diego Comic Con panel, and we've been having panels at San Diego Comic Con ever since.
That's amazing.
And so,
that's truly amazing.
Started growing in membership. More folks found out about us. They wanted to know how they could help, how to be of service. We also started doing our own convention, which has grown into a conference to support like comic book creators. We just got bigger. And then back in 2023, I was asked by the State Department. I was invited by the State Department to go speak about race, gender, and gender disparity in comics on a speaking tour in India.
In India.
Yeah, but 10 days.
Doing a major, y'all. He's out here doing it way too big for me. I feel uncomfortable now.
Don't say that. Don't say that. No, I mean, if anything, I'm a testament to what to all the things that can be done in comics, and also just how impactful it is for other people. Like our creatorship, not only does it matter to people who like to read our books, but it matters to people who want to learn about getting in the industry. They also want to know your story, like how did you get into it, and how do you overcome adversity and all of that. So that's what I was doing over there in India. I was at Mumbai Comic Con, talking about it. I know it was nuts. It was weird. It was so, even when I think about it, I was like, did that happen? Was it all a dream? But yeah, I was at Mumbai Comic Con.
It's amazing.
And then they sent me to New Delhi. I was talking at universities. I was talking at Indian bookstores. Like, it was wild. And then we have other members who've done similar things. They have gone to other countries. They've talked about comics. They've taught comics. And then in 2024, we received one of the highest honors in comics. We received an Eisner Award for humanitarianism, which was really, I mean, it was a full circle moment. Like I accepted the award, and I was bawling on stage, but I also took that time to thank everybody, but to also let folks know, like, this award is great. Treat my people better. I know I do. If folks want to see, if you go to my Instagram, you can watch the you can watch the speech. But I'm like, I appreciate this award. Thank you so much. But treat my people better in this industry. um,
Got on
which
stage and dropped the mic on them, huh?
had to, because I mean, like, accolades is great. Accolades is great. Treat my people better. Pay artists, pay writers what they're worth. If you want to give me a mic, you gonna give me a mic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do what it do on that mic. So that's Wink. That's Wink in a nutshell. But as we are 501(c) nonprofit. If folks are interested in being members, they can go to the website and stuff. We are revamping some things with the membership. Also doing, I gotta put some updates on the website, but we got some stuff that's going to be going on this year. I mean, we also had a magazine. We had a magazine during the height of the pandemic. We had gotten grants, and we used that to pay artists and stuff, because we wanted to help and be of service in some way. So we were just paying artists and writers to contribute to this wonderful magazine. And so one day we'll revamp it at some point. But yeah, we were doing that. We were doing that too.
That's amazing. One thing that stood out to me is that how us Black folks, we create so many glorious safe spaces out of the need for it. Like, we realized one day we don't have it, so we were like, all right, let's create it then. Let's create our own. And then that's basically what y'all did. Y'all realized y'all didn't have something, y'all didn't like that y'all didn't have it. You said, well, you know what? We're gonna create our own house in our own building. And y'all went and did that. And look at it now. Like, look at what it's became, and what it's still becoming, and growing into. Like, that right there is inspirational. That's something that should be talked about a lot more in our industry, in the comics, especially in the Black indie comic space. Like, we all like cousins damn near now. Like, we all know each other. So like, this is like, every time we pop out, it's like a family reunion. So this is something like I know you guys celebrate it in your own capsule, but I think it's something like, when you guys do pop out, like, I'm throwing my hat in there. You throw Konkret wherever y'all need us. Y'all need me to host something, I'm in
I'll let
there.
you know.
Let me know, because I'm all about community, and I love what you guys have built. Like, it's amazing. It's inspirational. I'm gonna tell my daughter about it as soon as we get off this joint. You know what I'm saying? For real, because this is the type of stuff I need her to see. That this is out here, because in the world she exists in, she don't really see much unity. So to see that unity is very important. And I'm just blessed to hear this origin. Like, this is fire right now. And I'm getting inspired to go out there and create. Konkret Comics was created because I didn't see myself in comics. Yeah. And, me just being like, let me just throw my hat in there and see what I can do.
That's right.
And doing that was like the beacon to others that were like, yo, I've been trying to see myself in comics too. And then I said, you know what? I got a house. Just bring your own snacks and we good. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically what it was. So I'm a full supporter of Wink. Wink is Konkret Approved. Alonzo stamps it. Y'all need to know about it. Make sure y'all follow. And if y'all are just tuning into the stream, the link is in the bio. So make sure y'all click them links in the bio. Follow, subscribe to websites, channels, follow the IGs. Make it happen, y'all. Like, stop playing around. You know what I'm saying? So that leads me to my next question too. So Eisner Award winner, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is like this is up there, right there. Like, this is like highest level for people in our field.
Yeah.
What was this moment like? Like, how did
you? It was crazy. It was weird. I can't explain, because our award is the award that we received is very specific. Like, it's not like, I'm currently an Eisner judge.
Mm-hmm.
The Eisner judge that I am, they're not the ones that like approve like that award. That's from Comic-Con, the Comic-Con committee. They select you. So they select you, and then they tell you like, "Hey, you won." And so I knew ahead of time before getting out there that we won. And I was able to announce it and everything. I mean, it was surreal. I mean, it was very surreal. I mean, I definitely felt like this is absolutely an honor. I mean, it is. It's totally an honor. And then I also simultaneously felt like I want I I want this award to mean something. I want systemic change. And so like I had started writing a speech, but I couldn't get anything out. And finally, I just said, okay, I'm not meant to write one. I'm not going to force it. I said, I'm just going to speak from here and call it a day.
Yeah.
And so, um, I mean, so to get up there and accept the award was really, it was just a really surreal moment. Like I'm up here and like Jim Lee is sitting down there looking at me like,
That's crazy.
like all these comic book, people that I've, been reading all my life, they sitting down there seeing me up here.
Yeah.
I'm crying and shit. Like
Having your moment right there. You know what I'm
having a
saying?
moment and still also articulating like this is a beautiful thing. I'm so proud of this. But take care of my people. Like we're getting a humanitarian award for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I do the work that I do for a reason so that the person not just behind me, but walking along with me is going to get a better deal. Like a better
Yeah.
deal in this industry, or just a better treatment in this industry. Um and so like like yeah, overall it was just really surreal. Even afterwards I was like they moved on to another award, and I'm standing there with one of my members from the Wink board just standing there holding each other crying. So like, because she was like, girl, we did it, girl.
That's crazy, man.
You know you know what I'm
Was
saying?
it was it a was the moment something you had foreseen? Was it something that you had saw in your future, years ago when you were
I
just starting?
knew I knew I was going to get an Eisner Award. I
That's
knew Eisner
crazy.
Award was in my future, but I didn't know in what way or how. Like definitely did not predict a humanitarian award.
Would you say it was
Definitely did not predict a
would you
humanitarian award.
would you say it was manifested?
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah, absolutely manifested. I mean, and not with the intention of, again, like I mentioned about getting accolades. Like I don't, I personally don't do stuff for accolades. I do it because it needs to be done. So like it was what was manifested. What was manifested was that for people to acknowledge, like, listen, being things aren't being done well or right towards melanated creators, to queer creators, for to creators of different genders. Like these things aren't right. Like let's figure it out. Let's not just figure it out. Let's fix it. And so that's where I was. That's where I currently am. I'm like we gotta fix this. Because if we fix it for us, it gets fixed for everybody.
It fixed
Especially
everybody.
when you learn more about the history and business of comics,
Hmm.
and why certain things are done in the industry the way they're done, and why can't we form a union and all of that stuff. Especially when you start to learn those different things, it's like, okay, we got to work on some stuff. We got to work on some things.
That's amazing. Well, I just want to say here before we move forward, congratulations on winning that
Thank
Eisner Award. That's amazing for not only for yourselves, but for us as a culture, as a people. We all got that award. When y'all got it, we all got it. So,
Right. That's right.
and that to me is fire. Now I can brag about it when people say, well, what's going on in the black indie space. Man, we got Eisner winners, we got Glyph Award winners, we got everything here.
Right.
So
That's right.
don't discredit us. We out here really moving, and y'all got a humanitarian. That's
Award. And
that's
listen,
crazy.
I don't. I mean, I have done work for Marvel and DC. I'm not a big mainstream name. Like I'm not. So for us to get that means a lot.
No, that's
You know
dope.
what I'm saying?
Does the
Yeah,
Eisner? Well, I guess last question on this one.
sure.
Does the Eisner, when you pull up to like a job to get one, does that hold a lot of weight on there?
I mean, when I talk to people about it, like I don't meant like I like for me, it's not natural. Just like yo, like so I'm an Eisner Award with like that is not natural for me at
Right.
all. But when I go, but I noticed like this past year in 2025, going to shows and they're like, oh, so what do you do? Blah blah. Like for folks who don't know me, for publishers that don't know me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I got an Eisner. Like, excuse me? They're like, girl, say
Oh
that
yeah.
first.
Start off
Girl,
with that.
say that.
Lead with that one.
Like,
Like, well, I'm an
leave it
Eisner
there, you
Award
guys.
winner.
Like,
You know what I mean?
really? I'm like, yeah. So it's definitely the acknowledgement, or folks who remember me from being on that stage because I did give a very emotional speech, and like Comics Beat wrote about it, and other other outlets wrote about my speech. Like, so
Yeah.
folks remember me from being on the stage too. Like, aren't you? I'm like, yeah, that's me. Like,
Yeah,
that was
that's
me.
me.
So
No,
it does carry it
that's
does like carry weight in terms of when people realize that that's who you are. And I mean, for anyone who's interested in hiring me, I mean, they are trying to see like, will this carry weight in terms of selling books? Like everybody, is
yeah.
business. So it's like
Not I
money,
think
their
it
mind on their
does.
money, money's on their mind.
I think it does because in this we talk about like if we're talking about like novels and stuff like that, when you see bestseller, people take it serious. They're like,
Yeah,
okay, this might be if it's a bestseller, it might be something I want to check out. It's just
yeah,
even if it's a book you don't like, just because it got that on there, you know people validate it. So if you see a book that says Eisner
exactly,
Award winning author, you're gonna be like, let me read the back of this book and see
exactly.
what's going on. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Because in terms of the Eisners, I mean, like a lot of folks and just in multimedia know it. They may not necessarily know what the award is for, but they know that it's really it's like really important.
It's very
The folks also
prestigious.
know the Glyph Awards. They know the Harveys. They know these different comic book awards. Um, and they know that those awards carry weight.
Shout out to the Glyph Awards too, man. I was hunting for them when we first came out. That was the first awards I knew about, and I said, "Oh, it's a black owned joint. Oh
Yes,
yeah, I need
yes.
that." Fast
I was
forward,
I was a judge for a long time. I was a judge for about 4 years for the
for
Glyph
real,
Award.
that's dope.
Yeah. Hmm.
Now I saw my boy Greg was killing him. When I first came on the scene, him and Newton killed it right before I came
Oh yeah.
on. I said,
I
I
know they
said,
did.
I said,
I
y'all
know they
time is
did.
coming, man. So fast forward now, Concrete is 3-time award winning Glyphers, you know what I'm saying? I mean, small little plug there. But, and it does hold weight too. It
It helps
definitely
me.
that holds weight. So shout out to that. And for all the up and coming creators that are watching and viewing, like she said, we don't do this for the accolades, but getting them, it does mean something. So just strive for the
Yeah,
stars and don't be afraid to submit your stuff too. A lot of people don't even
exactly.
submit and they
No, they
sitting on some
don't.
bangers.
They
They sitting
don't.
on
I
some
mean, some
fire.
folks don't know. I mean, I've learned that some folks they don't know that they can.
Yeah.
Or it's not like they may, or sometimes with some of these awards, I do have to say, they announce it on the low.
Yeah,
They
they do
announce it
be
on the
low with
low.
it.
So I try. So once I know that an award is happening, I mean, I try to at least share it on social media. If I don't share it in a newsletter, I try to share it on social media. Be like, hey, this award exists. Like, nominate yourself. Like I did that with the Eisners. I was like, yo, I'm a judge this year. Nominate yourself. Like nominate yourself.
Nominate yourself,
Look
man.
at the guidelines. Nominate yourself. Um, and like Glyph Awards, I would do that too. Like whenever I
Yeah.
see when I was a judge, like send your stuff in, just send your stuff in and see what it do.
Yeah, because you never know. Like thousands of people submit, and to even be nominated is winning. I mean, if
It
you get
is.
nominated, you won, because that
That's
means you're being
right.
recognized as one of the tops. Out of
It's
all the people that
true
submitted, you were one of the ones chosen.
because it is a lot. Glyph Awards was a lot of books. I did the Harvey nominations. I did a Harvey nominations too last year, but that's more of a like you've read several books and you nominate them, and then they put that like
Okay.
on the list. Well, they choose amongst all the nominations from the different committee members.
Hmm.
But we're reading like a shit ton of books. So if only 30 people are nominated
Yeah.
after like reading 2,000 books. That means a lot.
That means a lot. And that's what I tell people, like, just get nominated. That's still hold weight. That whole weight too. Don't get it confused. Being nominated holds some weight.
No,
You
it
know,
does.
I remember the one year I lost in the glyph for man of the year for my character. It
Hmm.
was to that Silver Surfer that's written by oh man, I forget his name.
Oh,
I forget his name, but he did the Ghostlight one. Ghostlight, I think.
okay.
I lost the Ghostlight, but I'm like, I lost the Silver Surfer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not bad at that. You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
I'm in the building, baby. You feel me?
It's
But
true.
but yeah, that's dope though. So super congratulations on that Eisner Award.
Thank you.
This is my last question before the last question. You know what
Sure.
I'm saying? So what legacy do you want to leave? Yeah, there it is. I heard that sigh. Hmm.
Like my legacy, the main thing I want to leave is that just people keep pushing, keep fighting, because because it doesn't stop. Like there's always more to do.
Hmm.
Always more to do. There's always a way to make things better, for yourself and for others. Like don't stop. Like that's my legacy is keep going. Because it gets tired. Like I'm tired all the time. I mean, truly. Like truly,
Yeah.
especially in
Yeah.
this day and age with everything that's going on in this country specifically. Like I feel like it's like an onslaught every single day. And it's so hard to keep going. And like I mean, my legacy is about tenacity, but it's also about it's okay to rest. It's okay to
Yeah.
rest while you fight in this fight. It's okay to take some time for yourself. Do whatever it is you need to do for yourself. Don't let folks take that away from you. You got to make sure there's juice in the orange. Don't work on fumes. Even though I feel like a lot of us are working on fumes right now, but
Take those breaks.
yeah, take those breaks. So my legacy is to push forward, but be kind to yourself.
That's
Be kind
fire.
to yourself. That's my
Push
legacy.
forward and be kind to yourself is
Yeah.
that's something that I kind of been learning. Just because I feel so peaceful right now. I feel like I'm at pure like peace and flow state because I understand where I'm trying to go. And there's gonna be, there's gonna be speed bumps and there's gonna be things
Yeah.
that happen, but you can't let that define your journey. Like Frodo ain't let that define him, right? Like he he made
That's
it to
right.
where he made it to where he needed to make it to. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of being undersized, underwhelmed, unprepared, Frodo made it to that mountain. You know what I'm
He
saying?
did. He
And people
did.
believed in him. They believed in him, and he believed in himself. And all he needed was Gandalf to give him that little courage, and he was like, "All right, I'm gonna make it happen." So he made it happen, and I love your message. It actually just motivated me again. So shout out to the message, man, for sure. Shout out to the message. So my last segment is a little bit fun. It's a little bit lighthearted. It's called
Okay.
Top Three. Or
Top three. Okay.
you ain't got much time to think about these top threes, but they're sporadic. But you got to give them to me. You know what I'm saying? So we made it
Okay.
to top three. Hopefully,
Okay.
I'm gonna get an animation for this part soon, y'all. We're gonna have the music and blah, 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 blah. I'm not cut from the editing cloth, but eventually it will be there. So my first question for you in the top three category is top three leading lady action stars.
Um. Well, I had said Oh, now I forget her name. Linda Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
Linda Hamilton. Um. Oh God. Honestly, Kerry Washington.
Mm.
Kerry
She
Washington.
was getting it in Scandal, you know what I
Especially
mean?
in her
For sure.
latest movie. Especially in her latest movie. Um. And my third is Charlize Theron.
Charlie did it in. I think Zoe Zaldana can be on the list.
Yes. Yes.
Zoe Zoe played a lot of joints that was fire. Um, that one where she was in Mexico, I think she was. I forget what that
Oh,
one
she
was
was
called.
Colombiana. Not Colombiana. Or is it
Colombiana.
the Lioness? The Lioness?
Colombiana was fire. That's the one where she was like an orphan. King
Yeah.
Mac, a few other people that, you know what I mean? Yeah, fire. If y'all ain't see Colombiana, check that joint out. It's like Man on Fire, but a different version of it. You know what I'm saying? Dope. So my next question for you. Top 3 black superheroes.
Okay. Storm, Bishop, and Jon Stewart.
Do you have any indie black comic superheroes that you could mention?
Indie. If I do, I end up naming my own.
That's cool. Selfless plug. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Go ahead and drop them names.
My own if I want to do indie. Shout out to my colleagues, but
go ahead and rock
indie,
out.
if I do mine, I'll absolutely do Ice Witch. Absolutely do Ice Witch. That's my second book. My next character, my character Evelyn from Eating Vampires.
That's dope.
And my third, shout out to my big homie who passed away, Robert Garrett. His character Jaya from Galto.
That's fire. Those I want to investigate all of those, and especially yours that you shouted out. I definitely want to learn more about them. So make sure y'all click the links in the bios. Go to that website. Discover these books. So my last one for you. Queens get the money, right? You know what I'm saying? So top 3 female rappers. Let's get it. Who we talking about here? Huh?
Top 3. Oh my God, there might be some that y'all don't know. Top 3. Like who am I feeling? What's her name?
It's a lot over them years.
There's a lot, but there's some recent ones. There's some new girls I'm really feeling. But if I would say I'll go a little back further. Okay, I love Megan Thee Stallion. I love Megan. I love Meg.
Okay. Hottie's in the building.
There's a newer girl. Her name is Samara Sin. Samara Sin. And there's another person. Is it oh God, how you pronounce her name? Lakiki? Is it Lakiani?
I think I know who you're talking about.
I Get Money. She has a song I Get Money. And then honorable mention is Tierra Whack.
Tierra, Philly in the building. Come on now. Let's do it. Philly in the building, man. You know what I mean? I got to stand to that. There's this girl from she from New York. She was on that show. You know that they come on Netflix, that rapping show with like T.I. and them.
Oh yeah.
They're like judging. Okay. There's a girl, she was in the top 3 in the last season. She's fire.
Does she have a single out or anything?
She do. I'll text you her IG when I see it. I can't think of her name, but she was fire. She was super fire.
Also like Little Sims.
Is there any Queens rappers on your list?
Any female Queens rappers?
You know, before she went Maga Minaj, you know what I'm saying? Was she on the list?
I know people who went to school with her. Okay, like she was always.
Maga Minaj is real, man. I'm not even
gonna listen. Anyway, so it's like she don't exist. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. I'll take it old school. Salt and Pepper.
Salt and Pepper is from Queens, right?
They Queens girls.
That's dope.
Salt and Pepper, Cinderella. I'll take it way back on the way back. The real Roxanne Shante.
Queens get the money out here, man.
I'll take it way back on the way back. I know there's some other Queens rappers, female.
I don't know why I was thinking Foxy's from Queens, but she always said Brooklyn. I'm tripping.
Yeah, Foxy from Brooklyn. Little Kim is from Brooklyn. Is also I don't know where's Bia from. Bia. I think Bia is from.
Bia's from Boston.
She from Boston? I didn't know that.
She's from Boston. Yep.
Okay, all right, B-Town. I like Bia. I do like Bia. Yeah, there's Scarlett. Scarlett is, but I think Scarlett's from the Bronx.
Scarlett from the Bronx. Yeah, her and Ice and all them, Ice Spice and them, they all from the Bronx.
They're from the Bronx, and I mean, I love Remy.
True.
I love Remy. Remy from the Bronx.
She's
from Harlem.
That is true. I think when it comes to New York rap, a lot of the ladies be coming from the Bronx now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on.
They do. I mean, there are Queens rappers, but I just can't. There are Queens. I just can't remember them right now. But in terms of as of late. I mean, a lot of them are coming from the Bronx. They're coming from Harlem, they're coming from uptown. Always Brooklyn. Brooklyn, gives birth to a lot of amazing, amazing rappers.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I consider myself a hip hop enthusiast, and now I feel like I'm well behind because I should know more female rappers from different boroughs. So now I got to get it in now. And now I got to do my research now because I
I
know
like UK rappers that are like black female UK rappers that are like Little Sims. Little Sims is from the UK, I believe.
I do like the UK rappers, even though sometimes I don't know if I'm comfortable with them saying the N word because I'm like,
Yeah,
wait a minute,
I
man.
get
You
you.
know what I
I
mean?
get you.
Like
She does it. She does it. Little Sims.
y'all got the complexion, but y'all ain't got the heritage. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different, but it is what it is. With that being said, because the hip hop conversation can go on for a minute, but this was a banging interview. I learned a lot. I got inspired. Your origin story is one for the books that I hope a lot of people check out this interview when they dive in, and I hope more people reach out to you for some interviews because your story got to be told.
Thank you.
Um, Everything that you've done is groundbreaking, and I'm just happy I was here to live in this same timeline with you, so I could so I could experience it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much for coming on Concrete Approved and celebrating this month where we highlighting the ladies. Is there any ladies that you would like to shout out?
I mean, I always love to shout out Letha Martinez, Barbara Brandon Croft, Micheline Hess, Katie Atu Tubman, Deidre Holloman, Dr. Sheena Howard,
Dr.
Dr. Shanika
Sheen and Philly in the
Mitchell.
building. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. Yesenia Moses, Shauna Grant, uh, Jules Smith,
Hmm.
Jennifer Crute. I could keep going. I could name black
Now
women
see
all
these
day.
these
Stephanie
these are the
Williams.
lists that I need. Shout out to Steph.
um, I can just keep going.
Nah,
I
shout
can
out
keep
shout
going
out to
all
all of
day.
them. And those are the names. I'm definitely going to have to DM you some of their names because my research is limited. You know what I mean? I'm looking for the people I can find, but Google don't do it all. But your name,
There's a
you
lot
showed
of.
up in the top 10 when I was searching. You showed up in the top 10. I was like, damn, okay,
Thank you.
let's
Wow,
get
that's
it in.
crazy.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you were
Well,
in the
I mean,
top 10.
the Pink Riot Show is a wonderful podcast. Black women podcasters, geek nerdy podcasters. They love comics. They have they're posting every week a list of black women in the comic book industry,
Really?
and
Let
they
me
have a
go.
wonderful comprehensive list. Um,
I know I'm following their page. Let me check that out because
yeah.
the social media algorithm be hating.
I know it. I know it too.
It be
But they didn't
hating.
post it. There's definitely some women that I didn't know, and I immediately followed. I immediately followed, and then noticed really that a good chunk of them were following me. I was like, oh hey, like hi.
Yeah, I see their page is fire. Yeah, see, I haven't
Yeah, their
seen none
page
of
is
these
fire. It's
posts.
amazing.
I've not seen not one of these posts show up on my timeline.
Oh,
So
the algorithm
I'm about
sucks.
to like every one of these videos so that it shows up
Yeah,
on my timeline. Yeah, nah. Shout out to that. Shout out to the Pink Riot Comic Show. Um, I'm definitely gonna be reaching out to them. I mean, I want to highlight them as well.
yes,
So,
that's
no, it's
awesome.
dope. But yeah, no, thank you so much for coming on to the show. Everybody that's in the chat that's been watching with us, we appreciate you guys because y'all been locked in too. And it's been quiet in the comment section, so that means y'all was just listening. Y'all was in here just tapped in, and that's
Shout
dope.
out to Herb. Herb said he's a big fan of my comics. Thank you.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
try to make some more comics. It's been a rough Herb. But I do have books out. I do have books. I've been making stories of mine have been coming out since the pandemic. So
If your schedule get free, I might got a couple that I gotta send your
we'll
way
see.
that might need a writer. You know what I'm saying?
we'll
So
we'll chat. We'll chat for sure. But
shout out to
yeah,
everybody
there are
on
some
IG
books out
too.
there. There are some
Hmm.
books out there. One of the newest books is a book I did for ODB's estate, Old Dirty Bastards
That's
estate.
dope.
and that's a book from out from Oni Press. And so I forget the name of the book. I forget the name of the book. I'm sorry, y'all. Just look for Old Dirty Bastard graphic novel, and it'll pop
That's
up.
dope.
Also did a book for Chuck D and Public Enemy to celebrate Apocalypse 91. So that
Mm.
book is out as well.
Yeah. Now, when I was just at New York Comic Con this past one, with the whole massive drop that they did, with, Nas and them, I was like,
Yeah.
man,
Oh yeah, I went to that panel too.
in my head, I'm thinking like I'm wondering if like Nas and them know that companies like Concrete exist with all black writers and creators and characters, because
They might not. They might not. They
and
might
that's
not.
crazy. Because I
They
think
might not.
once
Some
I
do.
think when people like Nas and them see the black indie space, I think that's gonna blow their mind.
Absolutely, absolutely. Some might, others might not. I mean, I started writing comics for some of these folks because like the editor, the editor knows me. It's like, oh, Regine, can you do this? I'm like, yeah, sure. Like
Yeah,
it's like, who is
yeah,
it for? Like, this is for Chuck D. Excuse me. Like, I'm
that's
like, all
dope.
right, like I'm doing it.
That's
I'm gonna
dope.
do it. Like Old Dirty Bastard's estate. Yeah, absolutely. I'll write some stories for Old Dirty Bastard. What you need?
And that's fire too. And ODB is definitely one of them ones. You know what I mean? He was way ahead of his time back then as
Oh,
well.
yeah,
But nah,
absolutely.
this was dope. So I definitely appreciate that, y'all. We gonna tap up out of here. This is Concrete Approved. We gonna be doing this every Thursday or every other Thursday. If I don't get it popping, y'all stay on me in this chat. Send me emails, cursing me out, do what y'all need to do, because y'all know I'll be busy. But this is something I'm passionate about, telling these stories and getting our stories out there, man. So be on the lookout for a lot more Concrete Approved on the way. And also join our Patreon and just stay locked in all together. Any last words from you?
Just thank you for having me on. It was a pleasure. I really enjoyed myself. Thank you so much.
Y'all know the vibes, man. And we out of here. And that's the